my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I have another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. After a month of some excellent but really heavy reads, I've been wanting to just read some things a little more lighthearted. Last time we had Bunny by Mona Awad, which, while definitely weird, was also a lot of fun and lighthearted and funny. And today we have Nevermore Bookstore by Cynthia St. Aubin and Kerrigan Byrne. I hope I'm saying that right. And this book I picked up kind of on a whim on NetGalley, as I often come across books from new authors. And first of all, I loved the cover. And I will say the cover gave me kind of different vibes than the book did. I guess just kind of based on the color scheme and the title. I thought there was going to be some supernatural elements in here, and there wasn't. But that was okay because I actually had a really good time with this book. Now, this book might not be for everyone, as you'll see as I talk a bit about it, but it was for me. I enjoyed it a lot. So this, I'm trying to think what genre this would be. It's definitely funny. There were some laugh out loud parts in this book for me. It's also a bit cozy mystery and a romance. And I tend to not really read romance novels, strictly romance novels, just because sometimes, for me, the dialogue's a little cheesy. And I find it, I just don't enjoy it. But as soon as this book got started, once I was, I don't know, a handful of pages in, I was like, okay, that's not going to be a problem here. It does get a little silly sometimes with some sort of made up words here and there, but I thought it fit the characters. I thought it fit in with the book really good. So before I ramble on anymore, let's just get straight into it. There's going to be no spoilers here, like I said. But the plot of this book is that, first of all, it takes place in a town called Townsend Harbor. And from what I can tell, this is book number 1 in what's going to be a series of books about the occupants of this town. So in this book, we focus on the owner of a quaint little bookstore called Nevermore Books, which, like, that's my dream. I want to be the owner of a quaint little bookstore. Maybe someday. I'm putting it out there into the universe. Anyway, the owner of Nevermore Books, her name is Katie, short for Cadence, and she's having a bit of a time. She's, first of all, suffering with some chronic pain. So, you know, during the day, her body is really putting her through the paces. It doesn't feel great. And I loved that about this book. I love that the main character is suffering from something like that. You know, as you become an adult, now I'm in my 40s, and so many people that I know struggle with things like that. So I thought it was really refreshing to see a main character going through it with that representation. It's always good. And her bookstore, which she inherited from her recently deceased aunt, Fern, is going through a bit of a tough time, a financial tough time. But luckily for her, when we first meet her, she's waiting for a phone call. It's Thursday night, just before 8 p.m., and she is waiting for that call. And then the phone rings, and it's a mysterious man who just goes by the name Fox. And he calls in once a week, every Thursday at 8 p.m. She says, I can set the clock on my mantle to this phone call. That's how on time he is. And he orders all kinds of books, rare books, expensive books. He asks her to just, you know, recommend him some books and send them. And his weekly orders are really helping to keep her and her business afloat. So she's very happy for that. And as time goes on, the more weeks that they chat, by the time we meet her, she's a good few weeks in, because she knows him, she's anticipating his call. The calls are getting more and more flirtatious. And, you know, he's got this deep voice, and she just knows, she can feel it, that he is a beautiful man. And eventually she asks if he wants to meet up, and he shoots her down, says he can't because of work. That's it. Can't do it. And she's feeling a little off-put. She thinks, well, maybe since her last call, he's looked me up on social media. and isn't interested. So then we get rotating points of view, chapter from her, chapter from him. And when we get to know him a little bit on his side, he is also going through it. He's a veteran who's going through some really traumatic PTSD, perhaps CPTSD. And he feels like the reason he said no to meeting her is because that he feels like he is broken, like he is irreparably damaged, and he doesn't want to inflict that on anybody, let alone this woman who he's come to be very affectionate and fond of. From there, things just kind of kick off. There's a break-in at the bookstore. And from there, we just see Katie's life. She's got a guy that she's kind of seeing, the local sheriff, but she's developing these feelings for Fox. Even though he, insists he cannot ever meet her. And then after the break-in, a drifter comes through town who she ends up seeing around and who helped her on the night of the break-in, and she starts to form a connection with him as well. And then from there, there's a bit of mystery. Who is Fox? Who is this drifter? And then, some more obstacles come up along the way. And I just thought it was a really fun book. I think I'm going to give it probably 4.5 stars, rounded up to 5. I thought it was fun. I had a good time reading it. And that was exactly what I was looking for today. Like I said, there were some parts that were laugh out loud funny, to me at least. But I think that was the intent. And like some just came out of nowhere, just these one-liners, and I'd find myself chuckling. And I thought it was great. I guess if you're thinking this might be for me, I will let you know it is a little spicy. There are some explicit sex scenes in there, which I don't mind, but if you do, you might want to not read that. Since I don't read a lot of romance, I don't know what it is romance readers love in their romance books, but if that's, I kind of feel like in my heart there's like the two groups, the ones that like the smut and the ones that don't. So if you like it, this is a good one for that. And there's explicit language in there, which I like. I feel like that brings a bit of like relatability, I guess. I don't personally swear a lot, but I find it realistic when I read it in text, because sometimes you just got to. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me for tonight. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read this book by these authors. It comes out soon, so yeah, if you're watching this in the future, let me know if you've read it. It's not out yet. It comes at the end of this month. I'll put in the description box the exact date, because I cannot wait, I can't tell you. Hang on, I can tell you right now. It comes out March 28th, so yeah, right at the end of the month. And so yeah, if you're seeing this in the future, let me know what you thought of the book. If you're seeing this in the present, before the book comes out, let me know if you have read anything from either of these authors, because from what I can tell, they've got huge back catalogs, both of them, and that's awesome. So yeah, let me know what other books from them you've liked on their own. I think this is the first one they've written together. Yeah, all right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.